How's it going, everybody? This is These Hands Draw, and we're going to study a portrait by a guy called, let me see, Edward Henry Potthast. I always forget the name, but it's a really lovely portrait. I'll link the name of it in the description. That was just his name in self-portrait. Let's get to start here. I'm going to try slow down a little bit on this one compared to my earlier ones. Oh, this is a B. Wait, let's do a HB. Again, I was just using... Wait, here we go. I was just using Conte Paris charcoals. Love them. Love the way they feel. Just getting the general gesture and direction of the head, and we'll get in the direction of the eyebrows. Like everything's kind of going a little bit up to the right because the head's tilted, so everything will follow that. Bottom of the nose, mouth, and then yeah, it's the end of the beard, somewhere around here. Let me see here. And now, so we got those directions down. Distance to the forehead might only be about here, actually, or the hairline, really. And then let us find. I kind of like this. I think I'll start with the nose. I like starting with the nose, just because it's the middle of the face, so I can kind of, if I get that down and I measure everything from there. That's my anchor point in a way. And where we go? And there's the bridge of the nose is somewhere up here and up to the eyebrows. I'm happy enough with that. Maybe, where's the distance to that? To the end, to the edge of the face here? Maybe about here. Alright, now we got that to work with. Let's keep going. I'm not going to concern myself with too much detail yet. Just going to get the idea of things and push my proportions around. Find out where everything's placed on the head and whatnot. I was using, to measure, I always kind of just use like an anchor point, like, say, this point where the bridge of the nose turns into the eyebrow, this little corner here. I'm measuring that angle to different bits, like the cheekbone or the edge of the, what it's called, oculus? The bone around your eye, I suppose. The edge of the brow. Just using angles to find everything, and it's not like the most perfect method, but I think it gets your eye trained a bit better. Better than what? Better than, I don't know, like using grids, I suppose. My goal is always to, draw on the one go a little bit. I don't really, it feels like the most natural to me to try use my own eye to draw than relying on a tool. And at the end of the day, we're learning to, well, I'm learning to, just so I can see better. Drawing this eye socket here, I'm actually just following the shadows of the portrait just to get an idea of where the whole socket is. Otherwise I'll do the same on this side too. Cheekbone comes in a little bit here and goes down. I think proportion wise we're looking okay at the moment, not too far out. I like studying from paintings because it feels like I'm studying from life again a little bit more. I don't really like drawing from photos anymore as much as I can help it. Sometimes you just need to get your work done. And it is a skill in itself, but it's not as enjoyable, I suppose. And I'm drawing and painting to enjoy myself as well, Now in this painting, I suppose most paintings, there is like, say, the value of like the mouth here and the value of the mustache is like pretty similar. So it's really mostly used like color to show that off. But we don't have color today, so I'm just gonna have to use value blocks, or maybe I can just use texture or something to define that later. But it's something to think about. Maybe I won't describe it at all, and it'll still give the same effect. Or something similar in here. There we go in here. I got the mouth, the beard's kind of lost to us. So let's see what we can do. There's not a lot of big blocks of value. It's kind of one value block there that we can draw around, and then we got the like a hint of the chin around here to study. There we. I think I drew his head maybe a little long, but we'll just continue. We'll trust the process. I think overall, so I don't have the feeling of his head coming back or turning back too much. I feel like there's like a balance in the way you draw. You know, it's trying to not look so much at your reference or so much at the drawing you're doing. Because, like, you know, if you look at too much at one, then they're not really in harmony, or you're not really looking properly, I suppose. I think this is too long. Eh? Yeah. Ah, sure. Look, let's continue. We'll get a portrait of it anyway. Let's now go back to where we started and try define things a little bit. Still just gonna use the H. I like the H. It's hard. So maybe if I do need to go darker, I can get the B out. But let's continue what we got. Just gonna also so here I'm describing the shape of the shadows a bit more, and also just actually throwing them in. So we have a type of three-dimensional shape going on. And I'm going to try to put all my marks going with the form I can see. But also trying to actually be consistent with the values. Like, even though they're going different directions, I still want values to blend in together where they match anyway. Try my best. I think all of his lips are just in, I would describe a dark value. Usually what I'll do is I'll just but the whole marks go in the same directions with the dark values and describe everything later, but I just kind of wanted to try this out and see if it works for me. Okay, we're back to the hair here. And the ear shape, you always kind of have to take a little bit more time at. Really keep looking up and down at your reference and what you're drawing, just to see if you're in line. Okay, I think that's all my darks I need in the head. Let's continue down. You might also throw in some of the background value as well. But there's kind of like one value. That's to throw it in so I can get the lights in the head a bit easier to see. Let's throw that in. I'll just throw this, I think, across the whole head a bit. Okay, we got most of our values kind of down. Let's actually throw in the blender a bit. I kind of want the lights darker so I can use that eraser. Maybe I can use it in the darks too. Yeah, let's see where we can push to. Let's go. I'm gonna lose some of my directions, but sure, look. Okay, let's push again. I'm gonna get my darks, my dark pencil, my charcoal, go into the darks, my shadows. Let's push. I need a light actually on so I can see what I'm doing. It's a bit dark today. There we go. I think I'm only going to go and push into where I can see the darks, you know? Just using the side of my pencil here to kind of get broader marks. Didn't really like the thin marks I was doing anymore. Or they didn't suit the area, I suppose. Just thought I could see what I could do with these. I can tell I'm getting a bit more in the drawing because I haven't been chatting too much, but I hope you enjoy just looking. Okay, let us grab an eraser for now. Maybe we'll go back to some other stuff. You can see I'm kind of like constantly changing the shape of the putty eraser just to suit the mark I want to make or the area I want to play in. I'm really just looking at the relationships of the values. You know, you don't always have to worry about like you're getting the exact value that you see on the painting in your work, especially in your drawing, but just see how they sit beside each other. Okay, I liked how this one has gone. Will I do much more is the question. I think let me mess around with this a little bit. Okay, I think I'm happy enough. Maybe we're just putting a little bit, just very subtle marks to move the stuff around, move your eye around a little bit. And then we will, I think, leave it there. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much everybody for joining. Remember to, I'm going to put in the description just the name of the artist I'm studying, and you can give a look at this painting while you follow along. It's a very nice painting. He has actually a lot of lovely figure work you should look up. It's very nice. He's a very good painter. Can't remember what year he was around, but I'm sure you can find that yourself. Thanks everybody for joining, and I'll see you in the next video.